then what am I to do as a human being living in this disorderly, violent society? What is my action? That is the real problem. What am I to do? Knowing that I am not different from society, that I am the world and the world is me. That's a fact, to me at least. That's an absolute, irrevocable fact. Then what am I to do? That is the whole issue. Can we start from there? Do we all think together on this point?
Yes.
No, please don't casually say yes. Is this a fact to all of us? If it is a fact, then how do we deal with that fact? I am part of the world, and the world is me, and what am I to do with my life? Given 20 years, 30 years, or 50 years, what am I to do? What is my action? In relation to what? And what is my responsibility? To what? You understand, sir?
Yes.
So our responsibility and our action must be to everything, because everything is the world. It can't be just directed towards one thing.
Is there a holistic an action that is whole? Or all my actions must be inevitably fragmented, broken up? That's one of the questions. So first, could we be clear on the word action? Right? Could we a little bit discuss what the word, what we mean by action? Come on, sir, please.
Can I ask, in connection with action, suggests to me doing something, and when one thinks of the world, I'm thinking in terms of the many and the one, and some idea of wholeness being equated with perhaps a non-existent one. Because it seems to me that wherever I go, the problem that I'm confronted with is that there is the many, and it's all different and all the rest of it.
Yes, but what do I mean by action?
Well,
Action with regard to what?
Couldn't we say that it's a following through of a thought?
No, to act, I want to, not to do.
To do. There has to be something that prompts the doing.
No, we come to that. First, we are trying to find out what that word means to all of us. It may mean something to you, it may mean something to me. So we'll be always different. So let us find out if we all agree about that word action, what is implied, what is its significance, and whether it is partial, whole, and so on and on. So let us go into that. May we?
yes.
Please, sir, it's
action to change what? We know what action the Marxist wants to change. He wants to change the environment. You say human nature. I go along with you. Now, how are we going to change human nature?
we will come to that. So first, I must find out, as the subject of this seminar is, what am I to do first? With regard to what? Whether I can change myself and so change the world. But before we enter into that, mustn't we inquire into what do we mean by action? I may think I'm doing right in quotes,
Yes.
and I may be acting from an illusion.
Correct.
from a very prejudiced point of view, or from some conclusion which I have derived, or gathered, or learned. Or I might act according to some idealistic formula. Right?
Yes.
I might be a Catholic and I think this is action. A Protestant and say this is action. The Marxist would say this is action. So I think we ought to be clear about that word.
Yes,
What do you consider action?
I consider emotion, sir.
Is your action motivated by an emotion, by a reward, by a punishment? You see, we have to go into this.
Most action is motivated in some way, generally speaking.
So your motive is different from mine and hers. So our action can never be together. Right? So is it possible? Is there an action which is not separated? You follow, sir?
Yes.
Which is not yours, mine and his. So we ought to go into that word, or the whole meaning of the word action, to do. That's the question of says, what am I to do? How am I to act? Not only think, but to act. Then from that we can go on to what is thinking and all the rest of it. But I feel we must be together in this word. Could we?
Sir, I'm distinguishing two types of action. A selfish action, which comes from motive, and then a non-selfish action, or whole
How
action.
do I know what is non-selfish action? I might think I am acting non-selfishly, but it might be the most selfish action.
So that's one thing we know for sure, that action is not apart from self.
So what do you mean by action?
The implications of this are that action is an unbiased movement, where our usual movements are, as you were pointing out, orientated to self-interest and its identifications. So, for the self, for us to imagine, for us to move without bias, this is the problem, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It seems as if action is something from ourselves, that we have to do something or others, so it's always from a center.
Well, in order to act, I have to see what I think is required, isn't it?
Action is to respond. How we respond is something you have to.
I mean, you're a doctor, and you say my action is to attend to the patient. Or a professor says I must act. I want to find out, if I may ask you, I'm asking myself too, what is action which is not separately? You understand?